We are live for sure. Perfect. I'm going to try to do. I don't really play the $500 bankroll, but we're going to make it happen. I want to kind of see what I can do in the ranges I'm going to achieve with $500 versus, let's say, $5,000, $10,000. I'm taking $10,000 to the casino on the cruise, but there also comes into a play where you're like, well, I mean, you can take $1 million that cruise for all you care, but table minimums and table maximums is like, is there. So it's hard to negate that. 400. Let's go ahead and do, boom, 2, 4. There you go. Oh, I had it right that time. 75, 85, 95. Let's get 5 of these. We are live for sure. Your life is full of shorts. It's funny. I don't know if you mean shorts as in YouTube shorts, because I've been trying to do those every morning. Because it's really easy with my horrible internet that I literally can take a 30-second video and actually upload it in like a minute and a half, which is really atrocious. But still, for me, might as well be bangarang. Buko! So, on top of that, if you're talking about the shorts, I'm wearing shorts. I always wear shorts. I am pretty much assuming that I'm a dog, and that, long story short, it does not matter if I wear shorts or not. There's no circulation going to my little chicken legs anyway. It's all tits up, guys. All tits up. All right, so we got a $500 bankroll. I'm going to do a $5 table. You're going to have to... No, we did not get any revs there. This morning I tried to go live 7 times, and I couldn't even get online. So I don't know why now versus later. Don't know. We're doing a $500 bankroll, $5 table. I'm going to assume the casino craps is... I'm assuming it's going to be like 2, 3, 4. Might even be worse than that. It might just be plus ×2 on anything. So I'm going to try my best to stay away from odds, because I know the odds are going to be a little bit weirder in a cruise crap, so I don't really plan for like 10x odds, 20x odds. And then we're going to go from there. So let's just go ahead and start it out. Woo-wee! All right. It's low craps, man. I just feel like, 22 on the inside, 500 working. Where's my, working, baby. All right, let's just see how it goes. 4 is the point. I didn't even offset the pass and don't pass. So I'm going to turn those off. Actually, at a $5 table, I should be able to pay $20. It's kind of dicey, but we're going to do a 41 no 4. I should have did that with the don't pass, but I forgot that because... Oh, that's on. It doesn't matter now. It's on. I'm taking the $1 for the VIG. Taking those $2, and 40 pays 20. So I lost $3 there. $3 with the $500 bankroll. That's pretty significant. It's significant. Wasn't there a green chip in there? There was. All right, so let's go ahead and offset. Let's see here. Anyway, not big AZ crap shares. Yeah, with all the stuff I've been doing, I miss this stuff. Nothing like working a small bankroll and flipping it. Yeah, we're going to try to, man. Like, Jackson, we are going to try. I haven't, like I said, sometimes I was talking a little bit with the subscribers, and I asked them an honest opinion. And an honest opinion was, what do you guys want to see? And the long short of it, because I'm always so focused on practicing my bankrolls and practicing big bankrolls, that I sat here and they're like, hey, not a lot of people are going to relate to you, Charlie, with these huge... What's up, D-Jim? With these huge bankrolls. So how about you dial her down a back and just do like little 500 ditties? And I was like, man, I can do $500 ditties. It's funny because when they were talking about it, they're like, oh, well, I know that's probably boring. It's not boring. Believe it or not, it's harder. That's why you always see me kind of ramp up the bankrolls, is because it's always easier to do a smaller bankroll than it is to do a bigger bankroll. Okay. Oh my God, 10 again. And I just realized that if I'm doing double... Dang, if I'm doing double 2x odds, unless you guys know any different, I think I can only do 2x odds. So I think I can only put odds to $10 on this. That was a mistake on my part. So let's go ahead and do the same thing again. Take 41, put it right here. See, I'm already kind of screwing up. Casino, like I said, cruise craps are a little different than what I'm used to. 7 out. That has been a really, so that we've had 2 points with immediate 7s out. A lot of times when you have these kind of instances, you need to always be cognizant of the fact that, like, Number one, you're about right there, you're nickel and dime yourself. But also, you're like, wow, in 4 rolls, we've had 2 7s. So odds are that we're going to have maybe a long rolls coming up, or that it's a choppy table. X, Y, and Z. There's always something that you could see here and kind of deduce from short rolls and long rolls. For instance, if you see someone hit the ATS or the all tall small, it might behoove you to say, hey, he's probably going to do a couple come out 7s and stuff like that. That's a 4 again. We've hit an outside numbers. We had a 4, then a 7, a 10, and then a 7, and now we're back to a 4. You know what? I think we're going to do a longer roll. I really do. So I'm going to put 40 on odds because I can do 2x odds down here because I have a 25 on the rivers, and let's just see what happens. That 6 pays 7, and gosh, man, what a 6 pays 7. I'm going to actually do something you don't really see me doing a lot. I'm just going to press to a 12 and see one more roll, see what happens. That's a 10, does nothing. I'm going to turn off. I'm going to reduce these odds from 25 to 10, maybe? I don't know. I don't see how, once again, yeah, 2 times odd. Ben Yeager, since I already know that you're doing cruises with me, Ben, can you do less than your initial contract bet for odds? Like, for instance, at a casino, you can see here in some casinos, you'll allow you to do even like $25 don't pass and put $10 odds in the back. Just let me know, Ben, once you hear this, what happens. If not, I'll just give the casino back $5 because that's what all it gave me. Or I can just consider that a tip. Ooh, I mean, we don't even want to talk about the tips. So I got $12 on a 6. I'm just going to kind of do a 6 and 8 press on that, just to kind of keep it going. And like I said, guys, we're not really here to get some ridiculous 11 offsets turn off. A lot of this is going to be like, okay, let's make $100. A $500 bankroll, yeah, $100. It's a 7, I'm going to work after a 7. As a 5, that's going to pay $7. And I'm going to go ahead and just press that by $5. It's a $10 5 now, and I'm going to turn it off. And the point is now 5. We'll click back to $2 in profit. And then on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and put, I don't know, 15 bucks. Nah, I don't even like 15 bucks at the $500 level. Let's just do $12. $12. How about we give them $12? Not sure. Yeah, me neither, Ben. I mean, I know some do, some don't. But right now, we'll say it does. 9 is off, doesn't matter. So we're only really worrying about 5, which I just hit, or 7, which I didn't hit. So we're going to put the 5 point made, $12 lost. And this is kind of an easier thing because now with these low stakes, I can just come back and put a $15 straight on the don't and run from there. That is a 4. Good position to be in if you're going to be coming into a second point, point being a 4. I'm going to go ahead and just give it a little cheese to the cheddar because why not? I'm going to put $16 right there. And once again, it's low craps. 8 doesn't matter. Because it's low craps, I feel a little bit better about it. Okay, so watch this. I lost 12 and 15 for 27. Okay, 28, 38, 43. So I'm down $43 off 2 points made. Not really a big deal, but once again, when you're playing with lower odds, you really have to just dial down, hey, like, you know, I'm on 2 points, I'm $48 and some change down. Like, you know, make sure I do it work. 10's the point again. I'm really liking the 10. And you can see, guys, I'm on a 3rd point. After my first 2 points were basically immediate 7s out. I said, you know, you got to get in the mentality of predicting to say, hey, if there's a bunch of 7s here, there's going to be less 7s there. And, woo, I just dropped my iPod and caught it midair, baby. I guess I can just put it like right. I don't like any of that. You like that? Okay. And so in saying that, you know, look what's happened here. That immediately called that there's going to be a long roll, and now we're on a 3rd point. But once again, look at where you're at right now. Your first point was a 5 outside number. Second point was a 4, even a further outside number. And then the 10 is once again outside number. So I feel pretty confident about putting a 50 here. Now some people, and this is where people can get in trouble, is that they'll put additional odds on this. We are no longer padding the payroll and putting additional odds on these numbers. We tried it twice, it didn't work. And now you have to be in recovery mode because you have to start allocating, saying, okay, am I going to make it, what's up DJ and Den? We got to make it either, you know, 10 points, 7 points, however long a $5 bankroll will allow. 4 again. I'm not even counting 4 and 10s right now. So that was a whoopsies. 4 again. That's at least 2 4s. I don't know if we hit a 7 in between the points either. 3 4s. Don't mind me, guys. 5 to stay alive. 9 to give me a little bit of a spine. 6 for the sticks. Let's go ahead and get another 4. 4th 4. You know what? At a $500 level, I don't think at a $5 table at a $500 level, I still don't think I have enough runway to do lay 4s and 10s. I'm saying this to you guys right now. So if you're at a $500 level, I'm not going to put a lay 4, lay 10. I guess there's really no reason to really truly lay the 4 or keep track of the 4s and 10s because of that fact. Like I said, $500 bankroll. Then what are you going to put? A $40 4. If you hit another 4, that's going to be a 124. Hit another 4, that's a 360. You already have all your money in there on 6 4s or 7 4s versus 8 4s or 9 4s. So just food for thought. Always make sure, like, hey, like, we're doing X, Y, and Z. What a long roll. I like it. It's a whole lot of nothing, especially with DG. It's about making money, but at the same time, 6 for the sticks. It's about, like, just waiting your turn, just nickel and dime them. Like, I'm not here to steal all your money. I just want to steal a little bit of your money. Case in point, 7 out, 50 pays 50, made $3 plus the loss plus a couple of dollars. So maybe probably made $5 or $6 there. Once again, it's nothing that's too miraculous. It's nothing too flashy. It's just enough to kind of keep the bread going. Let's just see here. 1, 2, 250, 450, 460, 470, 480, 485, 495. So I'm up like 15, 20 bucks right now. So 20 bucks on 5, I mean, that's pretty good. Only got 80 more to hit 20%. Like I said, it's never about truly the bets you're making. It's more along the lines of what you're making with the bankroll that allows you. It's to me in the DGE crap system, it's kind of not smart if you can sit here and take $500 and make $2,000. Because if you can take $500 and make $2,000, that means you're putting up enough risk. Oh, from Gainesville, Georgia, Jack from my neck of the woods. I love me some old Gainesville. You ever been to Tappett's in downtown Gainesville? Huh? Tappett's? Anyways, see, double 7s. Notice that I turned these off. The reason why is because 3 come out 7s. I always wait until a double 7. There's the double 7. Boom. Now we turn on. Raphael, I would say add a field 2 hits and work the DC, then lay once or twice and 7 bets off. Same concept, Raphael. I like the way you're talking about. You add 2 hits and work the DC. Anything that's working the DC or the don't pass bar is basically you're playing with the casino. Those are the ones you have to do. I love that he says lay once or twice for a 7 out. You have it across the bets off. Same thing. Is that, you work for a certain amount of time, you turn them off, you push them in. Yeah, Tappett's is pretty good, ain't it, Jeff? Boom, yo, 11. You see, that's a wash bet. I'm going to sit here, boom, turn off. Not sitting here trying to get crazy. Boom, 7. That's why you don't get crazy. You see that, guys? Don't let those 11s scare you now. Now turn back on. And it's all about saving your money. 6. All right, I had $12 in a 6. That's going to pay $14, which is $10 more. I mean, you're talking about when you're trying to make $50 or $100 with a $500 bankroll, $14 is pretty crucial. I'm going to press about $6. The point's a 6. I'm going to turn it off. Nothing going crazy here. 4 doesn't matter. We got ourselves an 8. Still doesn't matter. We got ourselves a 6. Point made. Doesn't matter. No stress off my back. And that's why I offset these pass and don't pass. The whole purpose of that is so I don't get killed on these 6s and 8s that always pop out because they're so close to a 7. But I sit here and allow myself the option. Now, let's say you're not playing like me, but let's say you're going to play kind of like me. You're giving yourself an option to say, hey, once the point is established, then I'll decide whether to put pass line bets or don't pass line bets. That's it. So easy. 7. All right, 7 on a come out. So essentially, remember, if someone rolls 7s on come out rolls between points, good indication it's going to be a long roll, so I'm not going to do anything with that. 5 is the new point. Still not going to do anything with it. Just going to go on and let it ride. 6 is that. Let's see what we got. We got 9. We got another 9. We got a yo 11. We got an 8 for the great state. We got a 6 for the chicks. So we got another 6 for the stick. We got a 4 for the ladies. Or the floor. Whichever one you want to say. 7 out. No harm, no gain. Like I said, to me, especially this is Charlie speaking, I guess in DG too, it's all about exposure, maximizing your profits, minimalizing your risk. I'd rather come in, hit it in and out, and then get out. A good example of that is that, think about an ATM machine. If every time you walked up to an ATM machine, it handed you $5 for free. Well, yeah, it's not a lot of money, but mother trucker, that is guaranteed money. That is guaranteed on the floor. Boom, double sevens again. We'll go ahead and turn on. We got ourselves a 10. Didn't really help us a lot, but guess what? Let's get a little involved. You know, guys, we're only up 20 bucks, but I want to see like how much we can get up. So I'm gonna put $60 right here on the don't for odds. And the reason why the hedge bet is there is not really because I'm like, oh, I'm going to make money on the don't, even though that technically, statistically speaking, you are hedged to win the don't pass bet odds. What I'm doing is I'm putting the 5, 6, 8, and 9 to work, which is a total of 18 out of 36 dice combinations, which is half of the dice combinations, and I'm betting it against a 7, which a 7 is the most common number to roll, but also think about this. 18 plus 6 is 24 out of 36. That means that 24 out of 36 I'm either washing or I'm making money on. While 3 out of 36, which is making the 10, is actually what's going to cost me money in the long run. So like, understand that I just shifted from spreading with nothing to spreading with a little something on the don't pass, and now I'm a 3-1 favorite, not to hit a 10, to hit these numbers and hit a 7. So, you know, boom, 7. Most common number. We're going to sit here and flabazes all that, put all that up, and I think we're going to have enough to potentially pay me. So 60 pays 30, 10, 20, 30, minus 5, minus the 3, that's $8 loss. I've pressed it $18 up. So right there, in a sense, I've still made $12, which is buku bangerang. So put that up. We're going to put all this up. Let's see here. Yeah, DJ and Dan been practicing against live videos on YouTube with the baccarat strategy. It's been making money. Ready to get the casino, take a break from craps. You guys should never take a break from craps. This is it. I can't say that. Sometimes I play blackjack. Sometimes I play Mississippi Mud, aka the Stud. So yeah, everyone's got their little different strokes. But Dice, or what is it? Don, what is your name? The D-Gen Den is a good little channel. I was just watching that before I came in here about your Bach. I think you did it 4 hours ago today, and it was kind of funny because the first thing you said was it's cold, and it was cold. 2 with a negative 13 wind chill. Ew. All right, I'm turning it on. Reasoning behind that is because we've had 2 come out 7s. Odds are you're probably not gonna have another come out 7. If so, we will recover from there. So let's go. Zone Dave. Boom. 5. 5 pays 7, which I'm always a fan of. Oh. 5 pays 7. Points of 5. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Click it back. And once we get a little bit more profit, we'll sit here and make it work a little bit more. But right now, it's these 7 out. It wouldn't matter. We're just trying to nickel and dime it to get a little bit more of a buffer zone for profit. Because like I said, guys, $500 is not a lot of money. 6 pays 7. How about that? And I'm really just trying to just kind of get my little hits in because I want to build up a bankroll. And unfortunately for you guys, you know, I want to build a bankroll. I'd say at least with a $500 bankroll, make $100, and then you can start getting squirrely. But $100 at the $500 level is a 20% goal, which is for DGE people. You either make 2 hours at the craps table or 20%. So if I make my 20%, I mean that's just making my 20%. 9 is the new point. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of alter this and do $15 right here. For a 9. Whoa, dice off the table. You notice, guys, that it didn't clank? That's because this entire shop is now flipping rubberized. That's right, I got reminding. It was an 8, but it doesn't matter. I don't count it because you didn't see it. How about that? Just in case you guys didn't think, here's another 8. 4 means nothing on the floor. Let's go ahead to 8 for the great state. We always love that. 7 out. 15 pays 10. So let's go ahead and click that in. Of course, same as always, guys, you have to constantly check your bankroll, constantly see what you're up, constantly see like, hey, is this where I want to be? Do I want to sit here and make sure that this is where I'm at, etc., etc. So let's just go and say that. I'm going to call that 10, even though it's 9. So 10, 25. All right, that's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. I'm up $50. Don't worry, I'm going to do a real count so you guys can see everything, just in case you guys think I'm cheating here in a minute. But basically, I'm at my halfway goal. I'm up 10% on my goal. I want to make another 10% before I leave, and you know that is what it is. So let me go ahead and think about this, and let's take a minute. I've been talking a million miles an hour, and let's go ahead and start slowing her down a little bit. Like, okay, so we've had A couple of double sevens, a couple come out sevens. We had a 5, 6, 4, 10 points. We haven't had a lot of 9 points. We haven't had a lot of 8 points. So, you know, it's going. We also have basically been pretty common in the sense make a point, maybe 7 out, make 2 points, 7 out, point 7 out. So that's been going pretty good. 4s and 10s have been actually pretty prevalent. So you already know now if you're going to try to get crazy on a 4 and 10 lays, there's no point because they've been hitting hot. So, and also, hey, what's going on, Biff? That has to do with your bankroll as well. So let's go ahead. I'm going to sit here and say, you know what? I'm going to take a break because I think the next bet I'm going to do is probably a bigger 6 and 8 and compress it down. But until then, let's just go ahead and see how this pans out. Let's just see where we're at. Boom, 8. You know, should have did it that time, Charles. I don't play on 8s. Why? Because they're too common. So if you're playing the don't or playing the pass line, the ratio of hitting that 8 versus a 7 is so, like, you know, 6 over 36 or 5 over 36. It's just too tight. And when you have those too tight of margins, it's just really hard to kind of get involved with those tight of margins. But I digress. Let's go ahead and sit down to a 22 inside. Once again, we're playing, ooh, and we're going to have this little girl working. 6 pays 7. Once again, guys, you know, even at this level, I'm going to press it by 6. But even so, if you're at a $500 level, you can even just collect the $7 and keep doing that until you make $100, because you got to think if your goal is to make $100 and you're making $7, it's 7% every top. So it's pretty good. So, you know, food for thought, 7. I pressed it this time because if I get into some trouble, it'd be good to show a recovery. Boom, perfect. All right, so rolled a 7 on the come out. So I just lost 10, 20, 25, $28. Now at the $500 bankroll, I'm down. I got $22 left. And do I get risky? Let's just say for right now I get risky because I can always on the live video show you a good recovery. I'm gonna put a $30 6 and 8 working. The logic is that you roll. The odds of you rolling a 7 after 7s exponentially get longer. The reason why, in case, am I going to Murphy on the holiday? Nope, I'll be on a cruise. Jeff, the logic behind this, and people are like, oh, every dice is independent. The probability of dice is independent. I mean, it's always going to be 6 over 36. However, you guys have to take it to the next level and think about statistical probabilities over time. For instance, to roll a 7, 1 over 6. Okay? If you roll another 7, the odds of rolling 2 7s in a row are 1 over 6 to the second power, or 1 over 6 times 1 over 6, which is 1 over 36. So understand that to roll 2 7s at a time, that's when you start getting to statistical probability versus one roll whatevers. So I've already rolled 2. The odds of you rolling 3 7s in a row, point 7 out, come out 7 in a second, come out 7 is 1 in 200 rolls. So we have seen very single 7s and we've seen multiple double 7s. So the odds of hitting a triple 7 are a little bit there because, you know, 1 out of 200 some odd rolls. But at the end of the day, you guys sit here and say, hey, listen, would I rather be in a position working the 6 and 8 when after 3 7s been thrown or 0 7s? And the answer is you want to do it after 3 7s been thrown. So let's just see what happens. 3, and I turn off. Now, another thing that people get hicked up on is the fact that, oh, okay, well, he rolled a 3, just keep it working because nothing happened. No, I only do it after 7s. So that opportunity is not missed. I just got to put it on pause. Boom, 10. Now it's called how ridiculous do I want to get? Let's just say for the sake of, I don't like that either because it's too high. I was going to say let's go and offset it, and that way we can see or make something happen. But you know what? Let's take it a little step down and do a $10 6 and 8, $5 5 and 9. Excuse me, a $12 6 and 8, a $5 5 and 9, and it's working. And let's do 10, 20, 30, $60 odds. Right, cheer. It's double that. So let's do 50. Let's just do 50. That's a little bit off, but I'm once again trying to get used to casino crap on the cruise. A little bit different. That is a 6. That's going to pay $14, and that's really good because I think I lost a total of $28. So what I'm going to do, see, I can't press this up, which kind of makes me sad. So I'm going to take this and move it over here and put 60 as a lay, which is $1 vig. And we're trying for one more roll. 7 out, no harm, no foul. That's a wash. So I click back all the moolah, but let's see what I actually have out here. 10, 20, 30. Lost the 4. So a total of $5. I think we're still good though because lay. All right, so we just sevened out. And remember, guys, the last time we hit a bunch of come out sevens, I had working a $30 6 and 8. Yeah, high odds it's more of a runway, and so people say like, oh, well, Charlie, I can make so much money on the don't pass, do max odds, and all that stuff. The problem with doing that, you gotta look at range. Okay, like imagine if I told you, hey, if you don't wire this correctly, you're gonna get electrocuted and die. Or if I say, hey, if you wire this thing correctly, 1 out of 15 you're gonna die. Which odds are you gonna take? Your bankroll is your lifeline. Use it to extend yourself, but also understand that if you action everything you have, where are you going to go from that? Nowhere. You're going to go home. You're going to go home, and the entire way you're going to be thinking in dead silence, what did I do wrong? Like, what did all go wrong? But I digress. That's a 3. Once again, guys, missed opportunity. Turn it off. We ain't here to be greedy. We're here to, hey, better to go home with a girl named Patience than to cheat on her with a hoe named Greed, okay? So we ain't trying to be greedy. Just trying to be patient, all right? Made the 6 point. It's going. Fat 5. Now, I will take a risk on a 5, though, because second point, as dice went off the table. Don't worry, I caught it that time. That's a 9. That's 6. That's an 8. I am going on Royal Caribbean's cruise. Oh my gosh, it did just freeze. Don't worry, you crazy yahoos. Alright. So, anyways, I am going on a cruise, and the cruise I'm going on, don't worry guys, that's just fine, it's fine, it's fine. You know, the cruise, I'm doing this on my phone, alright? I ain't here to be fancy, I'm here to make money. So, I'm going on a cruise, we're going to Royal Caribbean. And, yeah. I'm trying to think of anyone else. Captain Matt. I have not seen your cruise videos. Captain Matt. All right, cool. Missed opportunity on the 5. Put $30 here. Rolled an 8. Doesn't really matter. And like I said, the logic behind here at 10. The logic behind here is that you notice that I'm slowly trying to do different ways to chip away at that first loss. Remember, I lost $28 on a 6 and 8 working for a double sevens, and I haven't made that back yet. So I'm trying little gambits along the way. Gosh, man, 3 10s in a row to essentially 5 get it back. So I just lost $30, which is crucial, and I only have in that gambit 30. I'm on the 3rd point. I'm going to come back now. We're in full recovery mode for 35 on the don't. 6. I really hate to be on a 6, so that means we're just going to keep it at 35. Right there and do nothing. 6 and 7s are just too close together to be trying to mess around with that and push profit. See what I mean? So 30 and 35 is a total of 65. And we just made the 6 again. We'll put a marker right here. And now we're just basically telling ourselves, okay, what are we going to do? $500 bankroll, and that's it. So I'm just going to put a flat 65 on the don't. Hope a 7 doesn't roll off. Another 6. Once again, guys, not going crazy on a 6. 10 again. Man, we got a bunch of 10s out here. 10 again. That's like the 4th or 5th 10. It's a 9. Ooh, a little fancy. See that little crow hop it did? I mean, that's dang near fancy. 8 for the great state. We got 7 out. 65 pays 65. And still, I know it seems crazy, but if you remember all those points ago and all those years ago, we're still trying to reconcile out this 6 and 8 for profit. Now we lost a little bit. We've made monies since then, but I do love waiting for the profit. You know, I want that profit. 5. Oh my God, I forgot to do that. We're going to turn these off now because I'm an idiot. 11. You know, we've had some long rolls. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to put a 31. No 5. I know. It's aggressive for the $500 bankroll, but you know what? Boom! That's what I say to aggressive. I call it paid. What is my name, sir? Money. Okay? I don't care what you say. I don't care how you say it, as long as you pay it right. Money. Whew! Shoo! All right, so I think I pretty much made my money back from that gambit, even though the 6 and 8. So let's go ahead. I want to see where we stand. Remember, at 250 before we started hitting major losses, and now I want to make sure that we're still around that 250. I'm just going to say it's 5, even though it's 6. Okay, that's not 100. Beep. It's $105, or just 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So I'm up $56 now. So even in that weird run where we lost a bunch of money, we still made money. Okay, that's what it's all about, making money. As Captain Krabs would say, Daddy needs to eat. All right, and you can't be eating unless you're making money. All right, so let's just go ahead and come back, and we got a little bit of profit now, so I feel a bit more confident. Let's just go ahead and start toasting some $12 sixes and eights. All right, boom. And she is working like a girl on the dang street. Bob! Still didn't have any money on the don't pass and don't pass. This is what happens, guys, when you take 3 months off. Turn me off. I have no protection on the don't pass. I can't even be shooting right now. Boom, 8 for the great state. We got a 7 on the point, 7 out, a 5, and then an 8. That's 3 non-fields. Let's see what happens when we get 4 non-fields. 5 hits the point. That's 4 non-fields. And by God, I'm feeling lucky. My God, boom. Put it on the field. That's how risky I'm going to be. Boom! Pay me! Pay me! Gosh, man, you're making $100. Just seems like I'm pulling teeth here, guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put a $40 with a $1 VIG right there, lay behind that 10 because it's been so long since these bets have worked. I almost feel like they're collecting dust over here. 40 pays 20. I got $24 action out there. I'm going to turn it on, and let's see how we do. I don't know what that is. Snake Eyes, double the bubble. We got ourselves an 8. That pays 14. I'm going to take that $14. I'm going to cherish it, appreciate it, love it, and press it by $6 because I'm a degenerate gambler, especially at the $500 level on a craps. Let's just assume if I'm on those craps, I'm going to be drunk. So boom, 8 again. That's going to pay 21. But guess what, guys? I'm not greedy, okay? Can't be greedy when doing this. Bring me on my lay. Turn me off. Okay? Made some good points. Made some good money. Yeah, I feel like I want to retire a little bit. I want to take a nice, relaxing moment to myself. How do you do that? Turn bets off. See, look at this. No stress. No worries. Like, don't let those people chase you. Look at that. See, I saved myself $40 from just having no stress and worries, guys. It's not about the money lost. It's about the money you didn't lose, okay? Money, when you hit a bet, don't hit a bet. I mean, by God, guys, how many times have you turned bets off or taken bets down, someone rolled 17 points, and you're like, I could have been a millionaire. Don't worry about that. That's other money. That's cannon fodder. That's what they use to get you in, to take your money. All right? You just got to worry about you not losing your money. Let me go ahead and put an offsetting pass and don't pass so I don't become a crackhead twice. I'm going to go ahead and reduce these down once again to $22 on the inside. Why? Man, I made my nut. I don't have to sit here and make nuts twice. Like, I already have my wise man time. Now, 2 points have been made, a 5 and a 10. And let's go ahead and get her going. Next point, 5. Once again, third point outside. You're already a 3-2 favor on the don't. Let's go ahead and get froggy. And just go and put $30 because I want to get out of here and make $100 in and out. 7. See, guys, that's what I'm talking about. You know, it's all about the little things. Nickel and dime to save the rhymba because, by God, I am going to be on someone else's dime. All right, so I came in, $5, 7 out. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. And let's see here. I think we have hit our goal. If not, we're going to be dang near close because of all that little twos and fews. And, guys, I've been talking a million miles an hour. I've been doing stuff all leftwise and sideways, and I bet you're thinking if you're a first time looking at this, you're like, dude, he did nothing. But guess what, man? Even with 5,000, 10,000, 500, 100, you can still make a 20% profit, nice, easy, and quick. So before I actually splay this out for everyone to view, I want to absolutely make sure that I did make my profit margin, which I'm pretty sure I did. So 100, 150, 200, 400, 500. Oh, we absolutely did. All right, guys. See, like now the suspense will build because I will take this $500 initial bankroll that I did live, and I sat here and explained all the stupid crackhead things that I do, and I'm now going to splay it out so everyone can see the chips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to consider that tip to the dealer. You know, goodbye. Nah, you never know. I might need that for later. Guys, I'm very frugal. All right, that's $10. That makes $25. That makes $50. That makes $100. 125. No, it doesn't. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 200. 300, 400, 500. That means $116 profit in 0 amount of time. Easy peasy, lemon cheesy. You can do it at any level, any betting amount, any table, any craps table. Does not matter the table, does not matter the bet, does not matter the bankroll. You can always consistently make money if you're smart and conservative, guys. Gosh, man, like what did your grandma teach you? Moderation. Hold still. Be okay. Shh, 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 shh. It's like a warm breeze taking you home. Don't fight it, man. Just let it be okay. Calm. Ease your mind, young Perseus. Do not be the mighty Icarus and get your wax wings blown slap off by the sunlight. All right, guys. Well, that was essentially my $500 bankroll 20% goal. I'm going to put my iPad right here. And essentially, does anyone have any questions before I get offline? I'll be sure. I promise you guys I'm going to be on more often. Also letting you guys know that I'll probably will be doing some kind of live stream at a real casino on the cruise if they let me. And depending on how much they'll let me do, I'll do everything. And also depending, this conversation is going to be like, well, you know, can I have a special table? How much money can I bring to get a special table? How much money do I wire to get a special table? Well, if I get a special table, how many people can I have with me in that special table? So a lot of little things going on. And look at that. Frequency guy 1. It's my boy right there in Japan, heading to Philippines, and China. Don't let this guy lie to you, man. He owns houses everywhere. All right, but yeah, anyone got any questions? If you don't, I'll answer any craps questions. If you do, I'll stay here. I don't know, get some time. In fact, since I've been doing so many short videos here to help you out, I can just see like, I don't know, like just count hundreds. Do like the casino does. Have to be all individualized. I guess I should do this with the casino anyway because they're going to be doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enjoy your cruise. Hey, man, appreciate it. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you ever size up players and load up money? Probably not. I mean, I don't really size up players. I think it's a very much a you versus the casino kind of deal. $2,500 and counting, guys. Shoo! And a lot of it has to do with the casino itself. There are certain players, I mean, if they're just like taking forever or doing something like that, I've turned off and turned on. Not very rare. I mean, very rarely will I ever just adjust something to someone's throwing. A lot of times, the only time it really gets me to the cruise is Friday. I'm going to Harry Potter word first. But a lot of times it has to do, what's the recon for the next DGE meetup? It's funny that you guys just say that. If you guys want to know about the DGE meetup, we're going to have 2 different options going. Option number 1 is going to be, you know, my local casino. Option 2 is, believe it or not, say, hey guys, we're going to find a good cruise and get comped from cruises because we are in contact with a host that will basically comp anybody who's coming with me on the cruise, which is pretty cool. So I'm like, if that can happen, that's pretty buku. And if that doesn't happen, then it's going to be Vegas or something like that. I haven't done Atlantic City yet in the DGE meetups. Take care. Thanks, Dean, Don. But I haven't done Atlantic City yet, and I haven't done Cincinnati yet, which I'm kind of depressed about because I've done everywhere else. And so that's where I'm kind of at, is that part of me. But there's always meetups. Like I'm probably sure I'm going to go to Atlantic City, you know, at some point, 2, 4. I'm going to 25,000 and counting. I'm going to go to Atlantic City eventually. I know I'm going to Cincinnati eventually this year, and probably I heard that Seminole's got bigger table minimums. But at the end of the day, you know, anywhere, if it wasn't for, 225 Luckies. If it wasn't for, you know, people coming to chop my head off, hopefully not, but if someone did do that, you know, stalkers and crazy people, I'd love to just do it at my house again. That was always fun because we just go to Cherokee or Murphy along the way, which is like super cool. Do you have a video on, oh, that's Dantana. I was like, Dantana? I don't even know who Dantana is. AC, don't be teasing with those damn ×5. You know, as a craps player, yes, Captain Matt. As a craps player, you know, and I don't know how other people are. I don't know if it's my age. I don't know if it's just because of the casinos I'm going to. But at the end of the day, I don't get comped a lot. I don't know how you guys do. I don't. I barely get comped. And so I was almost gotten to the point where I almost want to complain to people like, hey, like, I don't get any comps. I'm like actioning 50K in a few hours here. I get nothing. Let's see what we got here. Make sure to visit Phil on your way. Grab some grease light posts while chowing down some cheesesteak. Woo! I like it. 7,500 counting. Do the 225 Luckies as invite only for those you who have met previously? No, Mr. Brown. 225 Lucky. Oh, Dantana system. Never heard of that. Anyways, to answer your question, no, it's not by invite. Usually, most likely, if I was doing it in my house, it will be for people already on the Discord and people I've talked to, something like that, or someone I've just known for a while. If it's on the cruise, that's why we're also swinging to doing YouTube meetups on cruises. Number one, if you do craps cruise meetups, that way what it can do is I can have all you there in your own private room, so it's all accommodating. You can bring your kids and your wives if you have to. But the powerful thing is, the reason why I was thinking about that is we miss Chicago. I know. Is that if we do the cruise DGE meetup, then at that point we can sit here and actually, I've been told that if you gamble enough on a cruise in craps, they'll just comp you for the next cruise. So I kind of want to do that just to get on this weird, endless, free cruise loop of just gambling. And so then I can be like, hey, every 6 months, guys, this is exactly the day, 6 months from now, that we're going to go. If you've gone before, your cruise is comped. If you haven't, you just got to go on one, and your cruise will be comped. So I think that's really cool. Like, I'm really down for that, and I'm really excited if that can go down. All right, we got 10,000 and counting. How much money do I have in this stack? I'm ready to get a free. Me too. I mean, free cruise, absolutely, dude. Like, I am all down for the cruises. And like I said, I think it's going to be more accommodating. I think it'd be fun because essentially you can say, hey guys, like if you have personal stuff with the wives or whatever, we can do that. You do that all day, and then basically after dinner, either meet up for dinner or right after dinner, we can stay here and say, hey, we're going to go to X, Y, and Z and play craps. Also, if you ever want to think about it, we could also do the same thing if, let's say, we're doing a cruise and going to Atlantis, for instance. We can only say, hey, we're going to do cruise craps at night, and then we're going to do one big craps day in Atlantis for the entire day, and then get back on the boat. It's dealer's choice. 2, 4, 5. That's 10K and counting. I got another one. I may have missed this from the past, but how did you come up with 225 Luckies? Oh, man. So, 225 Luckies, when I bought my first house in 2015, at his basement. And at the time when I first started really practicing craps, other than just playing craps on the road, I was sitting here and I'd invite all my friends over to basically maliciously drink and to go from there. And to me, I was like, hey man, if I'm going to drink and have a good time, I want to use my friends as also dice throwers. So I'd have them come over and be like, hey, every shot I'll give you $1,000 in chips, and we'll see how much money we can make. And so in saying that, what is this? In saying that, I sat here and was like, all right, we'll just do that. And at the time, my house number was 225 Luckies, which is kind of funny because my childhood house number was also 225. And so I used to just say, all right, guys, we're just going over to 225 Luckies for a day and going from there. Oh, my God. Okay, right there. I was like, all right, 10,000, 12, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm $100 short. Well, hold on, guys. Yeah, essentially, Raphael, my generic, if I'm going to a higher casino, which is Rivers in Chicago or something like that, I'll sit here and take like over $100,000, 50 to 100,000, and that way I can bet bigger. My systems can go a little bit better, and like even on those weekends, I'm making 15K or something like that. So, all right, so now we got 15,000. Just so weird. I shouldn't have any cash. I should have more than 15,000. I just made 300 in old Bossier City. Huh? I should take it out or something. Maybe? No. All right, so let's see here. Brian from Holy Road does great craft fishing. And I hopefully, in saying that, Brian from Holy Roller, I mean, we'll see what he has and see if he has anything cool about it. But, I don't. I mean, like I said, until I get there, I don't know. And the reason why I say it is not to disparage any craps person whatsoever. It mainly has to do with the fact that, like, a lot of craps YouTubers flip that last 100 over. Why? Something wrong with it? Oh, you guys are looking at the video. A lot of people that do craps YouTubes lie. I mean, and I say this to anybody, even watching my stuff, like you double check, triple check, you practice at home, everything before sitting here and ever coming to a casino. Because like I said, they lie And I'm not saying that there's certain things that some people, some of you craps YouTubers do that to me as a high roller, I've just never experienced, and I find it hard to believe that that happens, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, for instance, if they're telling stories and anecdotes about things that have happened, I'm like, well, I've been there doing that exact same thing and never had issues. I've done X, Y, and Z, never had any issues. And I've also had issues, and the issues I've had, it seems like no one really talks about. So it kind of gives me a little bit more of a mindset that they might be saying, oh, yeah, we're buying in for this, and this. But the physical thing of doing it is, don't you judge. Oh, listen, man. Like, if you guys haven't noticed this, and I'm going to teach y'all a little crap secret, okay, a little casino secret, in case you guys didn't know this. The craps tables, the dice games. Do I have workarounds if your Marty bet starts getting dangerously hard? Yes. It's called wait. And think of it like this, okay? So if I sat here and did 100, let's say 200, let's say 400, let's say that's 800, let's say that's 1600, let's just say that's 3200, let's just say that's the rest. Okay? That's a lot of money. Like I said, a lot of money. That all starts from right here, okay? So the best way to negate a martingale is actually not to really negate it, but to outlast it. And I say that because a craps table is set up very perfectly. A mathematician has come in there and said, okay, to avoid the martingale, oh gosh dang it. Sorry guys, you guys got me for like 5 more minutes because my phone is going to die. Enjoy. All right, so the question, let me make sure that everything comes back the way it's supposed to. Okay, the question is, does the martingale, workarounds around the martingale. So essentially picture this. A craps table is set up so mathematically perfect because a person with a math background has come out and said, okay, if you set the minimum of this, you set the maximum of that, that will negate any kind of martingale or some kind of doubling method, because the martingale is one of the most proven ways to win it. Anything. If you have unlimited money. The way they negate that is to have a minimum maximum bet. So in saying that, they say, hey, if you start here, you're going to end there, and that's all within the mathematical variance that we've established inside a craps table. Now, in saying that, okay, how do you negate that? Well, let's just say this is all your martingale doubling BS, right? And you see how, let's just use this as a buck. You see how, like, right here, you're like, well, damn, I'm going to lose all my money. This is how you avoid that. And each one of these are betting streets. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now, the beautiful thing about craps, and the reason why it's so good, is because you can wait in a craps table. You don't have to make a bet to watch it roll. Unlike blackjack that forces you to bet every single time to avoid you card counting or basically doing something like this, craps you can wait. So how to beat the Marty is to get outside of the mathematical probability that someone has dictated to you for the craps minimums and maximum bets. And that's how you do it. You wait. First street, second street, third street, of whatever betting system, you just don't bet, and then bet as it goes down the line. And then you'll start to get really like me, and you'll start to get like, I don't want to keep making $1,000 bets all the time. So let's go ahead and keep backing this girl up to the point where you're like, oh, okay, like now I'm waiting 5 levels to do something, but now I'm only at risk at the $1,600 level versus the $3,000 level. And because of that, that's how you break it. Because when they do these mathematical equations for these tables and such, they're doing it based on the fact that you walk up, make the first bet, second bet. Notice that I wait till 7's been rolled. A lot of strategies in craps today you can actually use that are successful if you integrate waiting for a certain condition. So for instance, if you're doing something like, I don't even know, but if you wait for the perfect condition versus just coming out the gate betting like a racehorse, you can sit here and make a lot more profitability in any system. To answer your question about PA, I'm going to say this to you guys, and hopefully this doesn't offend y'all, but at the end of the day, and this is going to be kind of a very touchy, sensitive subject. This might actually be a very sensitive subject for a lot of people. What I've noticed in my traveling the United States in craps, okay, I would say, first of all, my assumption is that craps with the highest table minimums or maximums, 10,000, $25,000, $50,000. They're not in Vegas. They're always in a weird, like Cincinnati, Portsmouth, VA, Chicago, Bossier City, and Shreveport. These places are very crime intensive. Okay, there's a lot of crime. It's like you said, it's just a rough neighborhood, as someone put in the comments. If anyone here has ever played craps enough long enough, everyone here knows the deal that drug dealers come in and wash their money on a craps table. So funny enough, the places that have the best odds of for me in a high roller crap situation are the rougher neighborhoods. That's why I kind of chuckled at Portsmouth, VA, because I've been there. I've been to that Rivers, and it is a little rough. But then at the same time, like, hey man, hazards of the course. And you know, at the end of the day, I hate to say this also, but regardless of your status at the craps table, whether it be a high roller, low roller, or anybody, a businessman all the way down to a homeless man, you know, we're all there to beat the house, okay? So at the end of the day, everyone there is trying to beat the house. Everyone there is trying to have that pipe dream of money. So, I mean, I respect the hustle. I respect the grind. You know, grind or starve, guys. And, like, shooting for twos and fews and hoping for a five is going to get you to a dime a hell of a lot quicker than waiting for the government to give it to you. So, in saying that, it's just old, poor country boy talking. In saying that, you guys have to understand that if you're going to play craps to its utter extent, okay? When I say that, that means like utter extent. I have pressed, I've had 100,000, I've had 50,000, I've 10,000, 5,000, even 750 and $200 before too. In saying that, if you're going to be betting big time money, and this is fair to middle money, but big time money, you have got to understand that you have got to be in the right place at the right time with the right table. And guess what? The right place is places like Rivers with a $25,000 max bet, 100x odds. Places like Bossier City in Shreveport, Louisiana has $10 table, 10,000 max bet with 100x odds. You have Cincinnati, 10,000 max bet. You have Seminole, 10,000 max bet. These places are allowing you to do these bigger bets. So where are you going to think you're going to make the real money? Not the money that's real to you, but the real money that can hurt the casino itself. And those are those casinos. Now, because they're in rough neighborhoods, that's just something you have to deal with. But at the end of the day, man, like I'm telling you, 100K in chips at a table in Louisiana, in Chicago, in Portsmouth, like all these places I've had big amounts of money at, and no one's ever said anything to me. Now, in saying that, there always has to be a moment to say, I'm also not flashy. I'm humble. I'm quiet. And I sure as heck ain't gonna sit here and just start spouting off like who am I and all that stuff. You want to sit here and be white? You want to sit here and be high society? I'm gonna bring you down to low society. Because high society people are just gonna yell at you. Low society people rob you and like show you where you're at. Check you for speeding if you catch my drift. So I mean, I come from a farm in South Georgia where basically everyone's broke. So in my mind, I know how to act, and that goes against everybody. Just make sure you know how to act. So any other questions before I wrap this up? Actually, I can't. That's it. That was it for all the questions. Because my phone's on 5% and it's time to get up. Well, guys, it has been always a pleasure. I'm so glad that you guys came out here and watched me. I promise you that more videos are going to come out as we go. But at the end of the day, guys, 1 hour, 10, 15 minutes, we made 20% on $500. So we're going to keep putting out these $500 videos every single time. Why? Because you guys want it. And at the end of the day, I want every single one of y'all to make money. Check you guys